This week,
Wildcat Service Club and FCCLA create and decorate gingerbread houses.
choir performs its annual winter concert.
And a group of students carol in the library, all here on the MWHS Wildcat News. Good morning, Wildcats. I'm Edison Geiler.
And I'm Jenna Reynolds. Before we start with stories this week, we need to remind you a new edition of The Catalyst came out on Tuesday. This semester's issue looks at the different holidays students celebrate at West, along with other important news and student stories.
If you haven't already, visit one of the newspaper stands scattered across the building to pick up a copy before you leave for winter break. Anyone passing by the lecture hall last week, Thursday, might have picked up on the scent of gingerbread, and it's no surprise, as the Wildcat Service Club and FCCLA made gingerbread houses as a bonding activity.
Club sponsors provided spreads of different frosting kits so members could create and decorate their own homes. Dana Summers and Anna Blumenthal have more details.
On Thursday, December 10th, Millard West Service Club and FCCLA paired up to create a fun bonding event in the lecture hall. Members were invited to gather together in order to make gingerbread houses.
I think it's really important for the FCCLA students to get an idea of what else the school has to offer. You can be involved in multiple clubs, and I think it's fun for them to get to meet other kids and meet other teachers.
With various bonding activities throughout the year, such as pumpkin carving in the fall, the sponsors of the clubs were looking for an exciting winter event that could still take place with social distancing.
Well, this one is just kind of a social activity for fun. So this is, I think, the fourth year that we've had gingerbread house decorating. In the past, we've actually had it at someone's house. And so that was kind of fun. We had, lots of holiday decorations and things like that. Since we can't really do that this year, we need to spread out. We decided to have it here in the lecture hall because we want to continue the tradition.
Whether the houses were a success or ho-ho horrible, participants were able to have a joyous time and connect with their peers.
It was more just a fun activity. We spent a lot of time volunteering and doing park cleanups and something to help the community, and this was more just a fun get to know each other and get ready for winter break during this almost finals week.
After some decorating mishaps and a few collapses, everyone finally came together in order to produce an array of gingerbread houses.
Kind of gives us a sense of normality during the weird times we're facing. And, we're still all friends here, and, it's not just like COVID, no hanging out.
Even with the unusual challenges that 2020 has thrown at Service Club and FCCLA, they're still trying to create a fun and upbeat atmosphere for the students. This has been Anna Blumenthal and Dana Summers with the MWHS Wildcat News.
Another club doing activities for the holidays is Key Club, which has been collecting books for its book drive since December 10th.
Students could turn in gently used books to a bin in front of the administration office, all of which will be donated as a way to help those in need during the holiday season.
Also a part of winter festivities, parents of choir students will soon hear what their children have been working on for the annual winter concert. But this year will be a little different. Last Tuesday, a camera crew recorded all three groups singing in Wildcat 1, so they could publish the event online.
Here's Caden Roth and Brenna Batchelder.
With changes taking place within the classroom, classes are having to adapt to new safety protocols. Choir, a class known for its in-person interaction, has seen many changes to how the program is run. Wrapping up the end of the semester with their annual winter concert, the layout is looking a little different this year.
So we all got together and recorded. So we're not having an actual concert this year, so they're going to send out a video to all the parents and families. So we first recorded our individual choir, and then during fifth lunch, all three choirs got together, and then we recorded our group songs.
The recording of the virtual concert required the classes to take a unique approach in order to ensure that it was a success.
It's made a lot of us realize that the choir experience is more about making music together than the people, and so we have to work that much harder to, be good at working together and working far apart.
This, however, did not come without complications the group needed to overcome.
Well, for one, these are a thing that has to happen all the time, and we have to sing socially distanced, and so with our large numbers, In our choir room, it's necessary for us to be close together so we can hear each other well. With the masks, we can't hear each other as well as we used to. And when we're spread apart, we can't hear each other as we used to. And we can't even fit in our room as we used to, so now we are in the auditorium, which has been great that we have a large enough space, but it's still hard to hear.
Remote learners, a new addition to this year's classrooms, were included despite the circumstances and were asked to contribute to the program to showcase the music they had been preparing from home.
We included remote learners by having them on Zoom, and the idea with choir is that they sing along, but they have to be on mute because of the lag. So what we do live is a completely different timing than what they hear on their computer. And so that's been really, really tough for us in remote learning for choirs.
Their hard work and dedication to making this concert a success paid off in the end. With the recorded program, students, parents, and teachers will be able to look back at these bright moments during trying times.
This has been Caden Roth
And Brenna Batchelder.
reporting for the MWHS Wildcat News.
As winter break starts tomorrow, West held the final Spirit Week of 2020. Throughout the week, students have been dressing up with festive items.
Monday, students wore crazy socks. Tuesday, they donned holiday headwear. Wednesday, they wore pajamas, then plaid on Thursday, before wrapping up the week with ugly sweaters today. Coming back to choir, it's not every day students in the library listen to Christmas carols as they are working, but that's exactly what happened on Monday this week. Before school, choir director Jordan Newhouse brought a group of students to carol prepared songs to accompany the virtual winter concert.
Tenley Wright and Maddie Christensen have the story.
On Monday, December 14th, choir students took to the halls to spread holiday cheer. Students from Jordan Newhouse's choir class filled the library, caroling for faculty and staff before the upcoming winter break.
Well, Miss Radke and I were talking, and she said, we need to have the choir do some more performing. And then she said, well, why don't we have them just sing for fun and easy time, and there's no pressure whatsoever.
The caroling was set up by the school's Social Engagement Committee, which has had to cut down on staff outings due to COVID-19 restrictions. As a result, the committee has planned safe gatherings in the building.
It actually came to be as part of our Social Engagement Committee, and it was just a conversation that we were thinking of fun things to do before the winter break, and one of the thoughts from Mrs. Radke was to have the choir come in and sing, and she talked to Mr. Newhouse, and here we go.
Members of the choir have faced many challenges due to the ongoing pandemic, causing them to miss out on being able to put on concerts and performances.
So because of COVID, we aren't allowed to have like a big audience, and since there's so many singers, even just having our parents come would be over the limit of amount of people that we were able to have here. So instead we did a virtual concert, so they recorded our songs, and then we also added the caroling in just to have something else there and feel like we had an audience to perform for.
Yeah, there's also like district guidelines by how long we can sing, which creates some issue with like having a full concert where you can only sing for a certain period of time. So
the goal of this event was to spread holiday cheer as students and staff wrap up the semester.
To sing carols is to lift spirits high and be joyful and festive, because we're all crossing the finish line, basically crawling on our hands and knees.
We wish all Millard West staff and students happy holidays. This has been Madeline Christensen and Tenley Wright with the MWHS Wildcat News.
Before we go, the boys and girls basketball teams will play on Tuesday, December 22nd. The boys are playing in Wildcat 1 against the Millard South Patriots for a holiday tournament, and the girls will visit Gretna to face off against the Dragons.
If you cannot go, make sure to check into our Strive channel at the link below. John Willis will be on the mic to cover the game.
That's all for this week, Wildcats. Make sure to follow us on our social media, check out our website, and watch our previous broadcasts. With the MWHS Wildcat News, this has been Jenna Reynolds
and Edison Geiler. We'll see you next year.